All right, good evening, everyone. It is currently Sunday, April 23rd. The current time as of this recording starting is 6:41 p.m. here in Grand Junction. And we're going to, again, take a little bit of a live look from our Alpine Bank webcam here in downtown Grand Junction. Not really seeing too much. We are starting to see that cloud cover starting to roll right back in. So even though we did see sunshine, the cloud cover is rolling right back in, only this time it's going to be bringing along or giving us a little bit of a, I could say, an early preview to the next disturbance that's going to be arriving by tomorrow. I am meteorologist Chris Guevara. I'm here again with your Sunday's recreation forecast for those who love the outdoors as much as I do. And we're going to hop straight into it. And the first thing, again, we're going to bring up back these webcams. Again, this is around the evening hours, so getting into the nighttime and overnight hours into tomorrow, it's going to change depending on when you're going to be viewing this video. Again, right now, we are seeing plenty of cloud cover. Some areas are still staying and seeing a little bit of some patchy blue skies. But overall, though, it's overcast skies are starting to roll its way right back in here. Long's Peak yesterday on Saturday, April 22nd. We couldn't see it at all. A lot of snowfall was occurring in the areas in the high country and to the foothills and Front Range. And today, now we're able to see it. And again, over these next few days, we're most likely not going to be able to see it again with another incoming snowmaker that's going to bring along some possible winter storm activity. Now we're going to be jumping around a little bit. I know I've showed this graphic a little bit before, so we're going to jump straight into the hiking forecast. What is our location this time for hiking? Well, we're going to be talking about Durango, all the way down south past the San Juans, about a 4-hour drive from Grand Junction into Durango. I'm going over 3 mountain passes in the San Juans, Red Mountain, Mullis, as well as Cobank Pass. We are going to be seeing temperatures for tomorrow staying around into the upper 50s, lower 60s, so still going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be spring-like temperatures. Cloud cover is still going to be hanging around, so don't really expect too much in terms of sunshine. We could start off the day maybe with a little bit of some partly cloudy skies, but overall we're just going to expect some cloud cover. Now tomorrow, next disturbance is going to be moving in, and because with how far south Durango is to Grand Junction, towards the evening and into the nighttime hours, expect that we could see a little bit of some scattered showers. So if you do plan on hiking, possibly after work, if you are in Durango or possibly going to head to Durango for tomorrow, make sure that you get ready to bring an umbrella. Again, we're talking about hiking boots, especially ones that are waterproof if you're going to be traveling to any type of maybe muddy surfaces, or maybe that can get your boot a little bit submerged. So again, you want one of those waterproof boots. If you're just keeping on to just the main concrete cement sidewalks or so, we're going to be talking about just normal rain boots. It's not really going to expect too much. We're not really going to be expecting too much in terms of snowfall in Durango. That's going to be a little bit more to the north. We're talking areas into the San Juans. So there's your hiking forecast for Durango. We're going to switch gears a little bit. Now we're going to get into the camping forecast, and this time instead of heading south along 50 and Highway 550, we're going to head eastward, and we're going to be going along the I-70 corridor, and we're going to be getting around an hour-and-a-half drive from Grand Junction to get all the way into Glenwood Springs. Now this is going to be for tonight, so if you are still going to be making your way or just going to be getting your way out to Glenwood Springs, or if you're already out there, well, we're going to be looking at that low temperature of 35. Remember, low temperatures do not get achieved until the following day around 5 a.m. or so, or even around 4:30. So getting to 35 degrees, we're going to be talking about temperatures still staying around in the 40s throughout most of the overnight hours, and then getting around 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, then we're going to drop down into the 30s. It's going to be cloudy. We're going to expect a little bit of some windy conditions, so we're not going to be expecting too much in terms of rainfall or anything, and that's going to be for tonight. So if you do have any plans to camp tonight, just make sure your tent is secured in the ground and make sure you have all the stakes available. So don't go by of not only staking a couple corners. Make sure you stake everything. It is going to be a little bit of a windy day, or I should say a windy night. And then tomorrow, again, Glenwood Springs, if you're going to wake up, you're just going to wake up to the cloud cover. You're not really going to be waking up to anything else. It's not going to be too much different than what Grand Junction is going to experiencing. Now we're going to get here in Grand Junction. I'm talking about a lot about hiking and camping and backpacking for those who love that. But obviously we have our cycling friends. So I'm going to pull this up as a full graphic right here. So I'm going to hop off the camera. So this is leading from Monday into Tuesday. So we're talking Monday midday, late afternoon, evening. The only thing that's not shown here is the morning hours. But if you do cycle in the morning, say like the Lunch Loop Trail, which is a very popular mountain biking location here in Grand Junction, again, it's still going to be a great day to be able to do so. Towards the evening hours, that's when we're going to start expecting possibly a little bit, just some few light scattered showers. Since you're going to be in the monument, you could expect that probability to stay up just a little bit higher. Now, getting into the late evening hours and into the nighttime hours, that's when we're going to have our best chance to have a little bit some scattered showers. So if you are going to be cycling at all, doing type of bike riding, late evening, if you don't want to get wet, then I would suggest not going during this time and suggest to do it a little bit more earlier into the day. That's just going to carry over into Tuesday as well as Tuesday morning and today afternoon. Again, we're going to be expecting some spotty showers here across the western slope. Again, it's not going to be the best time, but we can get some breaks. So around the morning hours could be your best opportunity. Not the early morning, so we're talking anywhere possibly around 8 to 10 a.m. Could be your best chance to get a little bit of bike ride in before that next weather maker starts to move into the area. Now, what is there to bring? Well, we're going to be talking about area in Telluride, and I'm only bringing up Telluride, but this is really going to apply to a lot of the high country. I know this is staying across the western slope. Off to the central mountains are going to have a little bit of a different forecast, but overall, generalized, we're talking about the same attire. So we're talking about making sure you have a long sleeve shirt. It will be also good if you have a waterproof jacket to also bring that as well. Make sure you do have your boots. Again, we're still talking about hiking boots. Still bring those spikes, especially if you are going to be going into the high country. Make sure you have a hat, because it is still going to be a chilly one, because again, elevation differences are going to be having temperature fluctuation and condition fluctuation. So we're talking about whatever's happening down here in the valleys is going to be different than what's going to be happening a little bit higher up for areas like in Telluride, which is located within the San Juan. It's about a 2 to 2.5 hour drive away from Grand Junction, just heading south. So just be prepared for that. Another thing to also make sure you have is gloves of any sort. Make sure you do have some layers. We are going to be expecting some snowfall. Now, this is going to be for tomorrow. So we are going to be expecting, again, a little bit of that rain, the snow, because the San Juans are going to have a best chance to get some of that snowfall. That's going to be more so towards the early morning hours. But if you're talking about throughout the remainder of the day, just make sure you have some of this stuff, because it's going to be a little bit chilly in Telluride. Not going to be expecting too much of a big warm-up. You get into Tuesday, then that's when you really want to have your snow gear again. We're talking about winter conditions still in the spring season. And we're going to be tracking these two snowmakers, where Tuesday it's going to be bringing along significant amount of snowfall in the high country. Now, a lot of this is going to stay focused into the central mountains as well as even into the Front Range. So if you are planning on doing anything in Manitou Springs, again, I know I brought this up before, doing the Bar Trail, the Manitou Incline, be prepared, especially on the Bar Trail, which leads all the way up to Pikes Peak. That is a 7,500 foot incline in about 13 miles one way, which is almost the equivalent to a half marathon for a runner. And the higher you go, the more likely you're going to be running into snowfall. Already, Pikes Peak could get up to 2 feet of snow just from Tuesday's storm leading into Wednesday, and even a little bit of what we can expect on Monday. So if you do plan on hiking the Bar Trail, I would say your best possibility is to go only all the way up to Bar Camp. You go a little bit higher than that, you're going to start running into some possible deep snow. Now, anything past Bar Camp, you start especially getting above the tree line area, that's where conditions are most likely going to be the worst. So just make sure you do take it easy. If you're going to be hiking anywhere else, or talking anywhere in Boulder, Golden Gate Canyon State Park, or you think all the way in Golden, Colorado, getting all the way back down to Colorado Springs, Cheyenne Mountain State Park, Estes Park, Rocky Mountain National Park. Obviously, Trail Ridge Road is not open as we speak, still closed for the season due to the snowfall. Well, if you are going to be hiking anywhere around those locations, that's just only a few of numerous amounts of hiking locations in the state. As long as you're going to be hiking in the high country over the next few days, be prepared for snowfall, especially on Tuesday, and be prepared for winter storm activities. That also brings along the travel conditions. If you're going to be traveling anywhere to get to these locations, make sure that you are prepared for winter driving conditions, and make sure your car is equipped with those snow tires, those chains if you aren't adequate to the traction law here in the state. So just make sure that you are prepared for winter driving conditions if you're going to be traveling anywhere. I-70 corridor, some of the back roads, obviously a few over some of our mountain passes that are open, for instance like Monarch Pass or those 3 passes I mentioned in the San Juans. Just make sure that you do take it easy. If you're afraid to drive in snow, it's best to just wait it out and just wait till Wednesday when conditions are going to improve. But again, I will have a little bit more updates on your recreation forecast getting into tomorrow, as well as into Tuesday, and then possibly into Wednesday. We'll see how that kind of works out a little bit change into my schedule. But overall though, expect that you're going to have another good night tonight, and then the changes are going to arrive. Again, make sure you have all the proper gear to be prepared for, again, another winter storm and a winter season, even though it is still spring. Until then, this is meteorologist Chris Cavera with your Sunday, April 23rd recreation forecast. I will see you guys tomorrow for Monday, April 24th